It's 10 p.m. and the constant sound of felt bouncing on concrete is coming from the fluorescent light in the distance. If you look closer, you'll see two people exchanging forehands in the middle of what seems to be an epic battle. For it is the same two people you see out there every night playing the same sport. Now you find yourself asking the same proverbial question, what seems to follow everyone around, since this question is why? Why go out at such a heinous hour to play a game that seems to have no real point, or really, for lack thereof, better words, just no purpose at all? They go out there, they hit a couple of balls around, and then they leave. Why? Why? Tennis is a sport played by people of all ages and types. It is a sport that, while it may not always seem it, brings them together. Tennis is a sport that can enhance one's character and health in a worldly type fashion. It does this by building up one's physical body, increasing their social skills, and escalating their mental abilities. Tennis is a fun way to keep a body in shape. It requires lots of physical stamina, short sprints, and quick reflexes. To play the sport of tennis, one must understand how the game is structured. Generally, a single match consists of 2 out of 3 set ratio to win. A set is structured by games. Each player must win 6 games and be ahead by at least 2 games to win the set. Sometimes 12 games can be played in a single set. Each game is set up by points. The point system works by love, or 0, 15, 30, 40. The first person to win a point after 40 wins the game. This whole process could possibly take 2 or so hours to complete. This is why tennis is a grueling sport that requires much endurance. As players keep playing the game, their endurance level rises and so does their physical health. To win a point, one must be able to run around the court and reply to different shots, like drop shots or lobs. A drop shot is one that barely goes over the net, and a lob is one that goes over the head. Ah. Huh. Aha, see? If successful, these shots are very hard to return and make physical demands on the player who is returning them to run as fast as they can to get to the shot. Constantly running these short sprints increases the heart rate of players, which can release endorphins. Endorphins are a chemical that the body secretes, which lowers stress levels and increases happiness. This process also burns off calories, which by itself is a rewarding experience. Another way that the body can be physically strengthened is by increasing the speed of reflexes. Within the game of tennis, volleys are shots that are made from the net, and the ball never has time to reach the ground. However, this forces the other player to try and make a better shot, which you may not be able to make. You have less time to react, and therefore must use pure instinct to hit the ball back in play. The more tennis you play, the faster your reflexes are. Tennis may be a lot of physical activity, but it is also very enjoyable and good for one's health. Another reason why tennis is such a profound sport is because it increases one's social skills. This is done because tennis requires at least 2 people to play. A lot of times, people wait at tennis courts by themselves until someone also arrives alone. Then they will introduce themselves to each other and start to play. However, to do this, one must have at least some social skills to act upon. They must be prepared to carry on a short conversation, and it is important to always be friendly. That way, no bad calls are made, and both players get the most out of their play. Also, tennis increases social skills by the mandatory fact that both players must be able to clearly communicate the score and their rules. This is important because if there are any discrepancies, points could be lost and confusion may arise. Neither player can really walk away happy after this. Communication is always a key factor in tennis, especially in doubles. Doubles is when 2 people play tennis against another 2 people. In doubles, it is important to be able to communicate verbally and non-verbally with your partner so that both players know where to go and what to do. This is important to have because many times if there is a communication error or breakdown, the point will be in the favor of the opposing side. Social skills are an important part of life, and tennis is a great way to improve upon those skills. One other way tennis can effectively improve upon a person's character is through their mental abilities. Tennis requires a lot of probability, risk, and fast thinking which can improve upon the skills of a person's mind processes. For example, if person A is serving from the right corner and serves out wide to the other corner on the farthest point away from them, it would be best if person B, the returner, were to return the shot down the line to the opposing corner of the same side as person A. It is point farthest away from person A and makes a more difficult shot for person A to return. However, person B may not do this. He may take the shot cross court or take a drop shot. Both of these are possible shots he may take. But according to probability of which shot would give the least chance of a good return, person B should go down the line. However, person B must think of all of these on his feet. Person B must also take into consideration of risk. For example, person B could also hit a drop shot down the line, which would make person A run the most for the ball. However, drop shots are riskier than normal shots, because it is easier to miss them or mess them up, giving the other player an easy put-away shot. Technically, this is the best possible shot, but since the shot is at a higher risk, then a shot just simply returned down the line person B can generally pick the shot down the line. Taking in all of the different risk factors and ratios of shot selections are made in seconds. Some people hit balls going over 100 miles per hour, making the timing to make a decision extremely short. However, if one keeps playing more and more, their ability to make these decisions becomes better and better. One might even say tennis increases the mind's reflexes as well. Tennis is an athletic sport that is fun and a very good way to increase every aspect of your life. Tennis helps maintain a physical healthiness, a social well-being, and expands the mind. All of these things are important to living a well-rounded life and can easily be found in the sport of tennis. So pick up a racket and introduce yourself to those players. Remember, it is all for the love of the game.
Let's play tennis.